So what is Code REDD? Code REDD, we're a global nonprofit REDD Plus industry association, and our mission is to scale and support the REDD mechanism. Why? Because we really believe in empowering people, protecting wildlife, and reducing greenhouse gas emissions while saving threatened forests. What do? We have built the first REDD Plus industry association, bringing together an ecosystem that promotes best-in-class standards and collaboration. There are projects all over the world that we have brought together and have committed themselves to the best practices in the industry today. We're also forming partnerships and cultivating financial support for high-quality, high-impact REDD projects. And we're working to align REDD with emerging climate policies, like Tara mentioned, as regards to AB 32. We're not doing this alone. We have a fantastic partner network from large international NGOs like Fauna International and Wildlife Conservation Society to high-quality REDD project developers like Wildlife Works, Forest Trends, and lots of other NGOs like IETA, Solidaridad, and of course our corporate partners like Nedbank, PPR Caring, and BNP. Okay. Code REDD projects are transforming lives in many locations around the world. Wildlife Works Kenya project is a flagship, transformative, and amazing project, and it has led the world in producing some incredible projects that are happening in Latin America, in Southeast Asia. And we're excited by this growth, and we're excited to see that this can scale. We're seeing transformation on the ground. Okay. We've seen this a lot today. These projects are about people, planet, and progress, whether that's education and healthcare, to access to energy, wildlife protection, and of course ecosystems and people. Okay. What does it mean to be a Code REDD project? Our projects are, as mentioned before, our highest quality and highest available REDD projects available. And when I say a Code REDD project, it's a project that's joined our platform. We are not a project developer. We have aggregated the industry. They have committed themselves to stringent, independent third-party standards, some of whom have spoken today, VCS, CCB. They also follow an FPIC process, and we've devised our own globally peer-reviewed code of conduct. The results are measurable, as you've seen with Jeremy's conversation and other presentations today. These are auditable, they're measurable, they're challenging to develop. By thinking about and partnering with Code REDD projects, you can really reduce your risk as a corporation interested in investing in these projects. We've gone through quite an extensive due diligence process on all of the projects that are part of our platform. And these impacts are tangible and transformative. You can see them happening on the ground. So today, I want to talk to you a little bit about how you can integrate your CSR and sustainability and marketing and even operational business practices and lines into and with REDD projects. You may feel, oh, these are somewhere far away, some other part of the world. How do they connect? Well, there are many ways they can connect. And we'll share with you not only how you saw with Puma and Wildlife Works, but there are other projects that have connected with other companies and how those companies are getting real tangible business value from these partnerships. Okay. Talk briefly about another project that's on our platform. It is a project in the Democratic Republic of the Congo in Mai-Ndombe province. It is affecting 32,000 people across 23 villages, over 740,000 acres of forest protected. This is a large project. It's in its early days. It's in the first couple years of a 25-year project. And a German energy company sitting in Germany has committed to purchasing carbon offsets from this project. And I'll talk a little bit about the project and then how this has actually benefited their business. So and what's important is that there are stories. There are stories in all these projects. So whether you have a healthcare component in your CSR sustainability or education component or other components, there are storylines in all these projects to connect directly to what you're doing. So in this case, in this particular project, the endangered species, there are many, the bonobo apes, giant anteaters, dwarf crocodiles, animals that you may not have even heard of. Many species of plants are also on the IUCN Red List. And if water and watershed and water protection is interesting to your company, this project in particular has a very large wetland that's being protected, and that's also characteristic of some of our other projects as well. Okay. This project has educational components and community benefits. We've talked a lot about those, but again, all of the Code Red supported projects will have a component of this type of thing. So in this case, this project is building 19 schools. It's also building 5 healthcare centers and repairing hospitals. It's providing land rights, documenting land rights, creating rural cooperatives, and reducing food insecurity. So lots of things that are happening in these projects, lots of individual and collective stories that can be told, that can be messaged. It's creating sustainable jobs and alternative livelihoods. And this is just the beginning. They've already created over 100 jobs with 50 local construction and brick-making jobs. They've intensified the agriculture, they've diversified crops, improved nutrition, recruited employees locally, training. So there's all kinds of activities that are happening in these projects that, again, can connect directly to your business. And if greenhouse gas emissions is a particular hotspot, this project and all of the projects are reducing greenhouse gas emissions, as you know. In this case, it's over 5.8 million tons a year on average. So what happened? What happened when Antigua, the German energy company, decided to commit to a long-term purchase contract of carbon offsets? And how did they do it? What they decided was they have a natural gas product and they work in a competitive market. They created a default natural gas product that was carbon neutral. So they absorbed the cost of the offsets to create a very unique product, a new product in the marketplace, carbon neutral natural gas. And in doing that, they saw quite a few benefits. Not only was their brand enhanced as a thought leader in the industry, as a sustainable company, but they also started to see actual top line and bottom line customer growth. They saw lower attrition rates on their existing contracts, so the switching costs became higher. If no other company is doing this, why should I switch to another provider when I have this opportunity to have a carbon neutral natural gas product at the same cost? And so they saw lower attrition rates, and then they started to see increasing customer acquisition rates. So again, top line benefits to a business from messaging this properly, from incorporating it into a product, and from going from CSR and sustainability into core products and operations. They also saw improved employee engagement. From selling a commodity product, all of a sudden, their sales staff was much more energized and excited to sell this product. They felt like they were giving back, they were doing something good, and it boosted employee morale. And again, all of this not only achieved their CSR and sustainability goals and created new product and brand leadership, but at the end of the day, created top-line business growth for them. So how can you do this? This is a fairly general conversation today, and what we do is spend a lot of time at Code Red thinking about how different industries can connect to REDD projects, both in Africa and around the world. And so there's lots of different ways, and I'll just talk about a few today. Cost savings. You can get the same bang for your buck if you're able to combine these different programs, your CSR, your sustainability, with marketing or a new product line, so you're able to get more and greater leverage. Brand value, building, as Puma has clearly done very well, build that brand value with the new and upcoming generations that are concerned about environmental sustainability and that want to be doing something good and that want companies to try and be better. Stakeholder engagement. We saw with one of our corporate partners, Nedbank, that when they announced they were going to be the first carbon neutral bank in South Africa, that they started getting a flow of incredible talent, better resumes than they'd seen in years, from people that wanted to be a part of that company because they had made that commitment. So in terms of human resources, this also affects that. And these are real stories that are happening on the ground with our partners. Host country goodwill. This is something where if you're operating in a foreign country, if you have factories in foreign countries, some of the REDD projects and programs are very much in the national priority scheme and development programs of these countries. And so being able to support these projects in these countries can actually earn some goodwill. And this is particularly important for some of the more extractive industries that we work with, oil and gas and mining. And of course, biodiversity compensation. If you're upsetting an area of land, you can compensate using a REDD project. And finally, a new product development. We've seen that with Puma and with Antigua and with others, creating carbon neutral themed and or conservation themed products that can give you an edge in the marketplace and create a new audience or a new market segment. So we talked about scale bottom up versus top down. We have over a dozen projects that we support on our platform today, and already, just those projects alone, some of which are still in the early stages of development, they're already impacting and benefiting over 1 million people. We're preserving almost 20 million acres of forest, created already over 1,000 sustainable jobs, and many more to come, and millions of tons of CO2, and of course the endangered species that really, we care so much about. So these projects can scale, they can work, they need corporate support. And there's lots of ways to take a project like the Wildlife Works Kenya and really integrate these projects into your CSR and sustainability and new products. And not only benefit your business, but do some amazing work on the ground. And I'll close by just saying, as Martin so aptly demonstrated with his t-shirts, red is the new green. So thank you very much.